Hello everyone, welcome to Filthy Clean Vegan. I am making a Thai red curry today with tofu. This dish is super healthy, super clean and a favourite of mine when I'm out for the day and I want something quick to make afterwards. This is something you can make quickly at the beginning of the week, any time of the week, and you've got a few extra meal preps in it afterwards. We're starting off by just drying out the tofu, squeezing out all the water and letting it firm up a bit. I wouldn't be too worried about making this tofu extremely firm. I quite like it in a curry like this, especially in a Thai curry, when the tofu is a little bit softer. I don't think it needs to be super meaty at all. I think part of the beauty of tofu is its texture and its magicalness at absorbing flavours. You're just going to want to fry it a bit on each side, just get it a bit brown and then leave it to the side once that's done so you can start making the base of your curry. I like to cook this dish on a fairly low heat so that onions let out their gorgeous taste and all the flavours are allowed to expand at their own pace essentially. If you're in a rush, though, you can have it a bit higher and get everything going a bit quicker. I love cooking with ginger. It adds a nice alternative to the basic garlic and onion bases that we use on a lot of our dishes. As it's a curry, I decided to cook it with coconut oil instead. You don't really tend to taste it much, but I just think it works well, especially in dishes where you're going to be using coconut milk as part of the curry. Here I added in the red curry paste. As you can see, once I start adding more to the recipe, it starts to become less and less red. But that's fine, you can tell it's not a green curry and that's good enough. I think red's a bit spicy, I don't know, I just prefer the colour of red generally. And it works well with the chillies as well. With red curries in particular, I like having them a bit spicy, so you can experiment with how much chilli you want. If your curry paste says it's fairly spicy, you might not even want to add any chilli at all, or you might want to add something a bit spicier like a Scotch bonnet, or add higher percentages of chilli, whatever you want to do. Adjust it to your spice levels, try it out and see. I tend to make this dish once every couple of months, so by this point I have a pretty good idea of how much chilli I'm going to want to eat. Also, if you see all that green stuff floating about in my dish, I actually added in chopped coriander rather than ground coriander. I generally advise you to use ground coriander, however I didn't have any, so chopped coriander is what we ended up using. I love this dish because it's got so many vegetables in, and as you can see we just added in some potato. I really like when a curry has potato in it because it adds in a bit of a starchy heartiness to the dish. You can look at the recipe for all the timings of all this. Everything gets added at different times. Obviously the potatoes go in for about 15 minutes first so that they all soften up before adding in the tofu. Then you want the aubergine to cook. All of the veg takes different times to cook. So like I said, just give the recipe a quick look over so you know exactly how long everything needs. Now at the end we're adding in some broccoli, adding in some green beans and then adding in some spinach. We're just patting everything down and making sure it's all covered by the water because you want it to steam through and you want it to be cooked. With the spinach, I just put the lid on for a second so that everything's steamed down, and then once you open it, the spinach will be wilted, give it a stir and everything's good to go. This is a hearty curry, full of veg. It shouldn't be too overcooked so all the nutrients should still be there. It's a lovely way to end your day and works great with some rice and maybe a naan bread if you're feeling extra cheeky. As you can see, I put a bit of chilli on top here. Try this dish out and let me know what you think.